Now let's dive in using this tool to compare and contrast two separate topics, and let's see what we learn. So what I'm going to do is start with this prompt. Write a 2-paragraph essay comparing Buddhism and Hinduism. Please highlight the main differences and similarities. So here is our 2-paragraph essay comparing these two things. Buddhism and Hinduism are two major religions that originated in India. Although they share similarities, they also have significant differences in their beliefs and practices. One of the most significant differences between the two is the concept of the self. In Hinduism, the self or soul is believed to be eternal and part of a larger universal soul or Brahman. In contrast, Buddhism rejects the concept of a permanent self or soul and emphasizes the impermanence and interconnectedness of all things. So we can elaborate on this, we can ask for more information, we can ask it to expand on the soul or on one of the specific belief systems about the yoga that these different backgrounds practice, or anything else in this article. So there's a lot of cool things you can do with the comparing and contrasting. Now what I want to do is do a completely different example where I take two Amazon items that are similar because they both are related to transportation and getting places, but they're two very different ways of going about it. There's a different price point and there's just different overall differences about it. So let's paste these into ChatGPT. I'm going to start a new chat. Please compare the similarities and differences between these two items. I'm going to move it down, paste the first one, go to the next, copy the link, come back, hit enter, and now what it's going to do is break down what the differences and what the similarities are. And this is pretty cool. This breakdown is on point. ChatGPT says both of these items are electric-powered vehicles that can be used for transportation, but they have a few key differences. The form factor. The Hurley Mini Swell is a bike, while the Team G, these are funny names, H5 is a skateboard. This means that the Mini Swell is designed to be ridden while seated, and the H5 is designed to be ridden while standing. It goes on to talk about the speed. The max speed of the Mini Swell is 20 miles an hour, while the H5 is 22 miles an hour. The range, which is incredibly important, one is 45 miles on a single charge, and one is 11. The price, which is pretty obvious, and then the different features. Both the Mini Swell and the H5 has similar features such as LED lights, wireless remote controls. However, the Mini Swell also has a 7-speed gearbox, which allows the user to adjust the level of assistance provided by the electric motor. And then it gives a summary at the end. So I know from personal experience, going through and looking at Amazon items, for example, trying to find out which one you want to buy takes a ton of brain power and time of having two tabs open on your web browser to find which one is going to be most well suited for you. And just in a few seconds, ChatGPT took all that time needed and gave us a very practical and concise list to help us make better decisions. So we just went through our two examples of this tool breaking things down and comparing and contrasting them. So what I want to do is go to our Buddhism versus Hinduism example and ask ChatGPT to now write this in the style of a New York Times article. And what it's going to do is going to take the same information and remix it in a way that's written in this new style. So in our first example, the second paragraph starts off, another major difference between the two religions is their approach to the pursuit of enlightenment. In Hinduism, the path to enlightenment involves following the religious and moral duties assigned to one's caste, as well as practicing yoga and meditation. In the New York Times version, it sounds like this. One of the most noticeable differences between the two religions is the concept of the self. In Hinduism, the self or soul is considered eternal and a part of a larger universal soul known as Brahman. In contrast, Buddhism rejects the idea of a permanent self or soul, instead emphasizing the impermanence and interconnectedness of all things. This belief forms the basis of Buddhist teachings on the nature of reality and the path to enlightenment. So the differences went from a more generic writing style to a little bit more of a stylized sound. Now I want to take things a step further by saying, now write this article in the style of Jack Kerouac. Perfect. And I like this example much more because the differences aren't as subtle. Jack Kerouac was a rock star poet in the 60s, and the way ChatGPT decided to write it out was, hey man, let me tell you about these religions, Buddhism and Hinduism. They're both really cool, you dig? They both come from ancient India and have been around for like forever. And sure, they've got some similarities, like this whole idea of samsara and karma, but they're also different in some pretty trippy ways. So this is a better example that I really like that shows once you have some information from ChatGPT, you can then remix it and change the tonality by asking it to reproduce the information in a way that's specific to someone else's style.
Thanks for watching the video till the end. Please leave your thoughts below so we can discuss more about the topic. If you'd like to suggest a video that could help the community, feel free to message me on X or Instagram. We also share short videos on Instagram, so make sure to follow us there. Feel free to reach out. We'd love to hear from you, and might even create a video based on your suggestion. Thanks again for being part of our community. See you in the next video.